are the oldest languages on earth, and this is known to many, Dr. Yeah. Now, your claim that Sumerian is archaic Tamil, has any other researchers accepted your claim?
Well, this is controversial, but I think there is a lot of politics in it. For one thing, the resistance to accept comes not because of lack of objective facts, but rather what you call a kind of a cultural resistance to accept something. For example, Europeans, they are very fond of saying, the Aryans came to India, the Sanskrit language is an Indo-Aryan language related to German, Latin and all those things. And that kind of a mythology, racial migration and that kind of a thing is deeply rooted in the psyche of the Europeans. So, when you go and tell them that Sumerian is archaic Tamil and the people were blacks, there is a kind of a resistance on their part. So, I think it is political in a way. But on the other hand, the Tamils are also very reluctant to accept it because they have another mythology, the Kumarikannam, Lemuria and that kind of a thing. And they are reluctant to face the fact that the South Indians, the Dravidian people, are actually from Sumeria. Immigrants is an American black. He appreciates a lot of my studies right from the beginning. He also has done independent studies on relating the African culture in the Dravidian. He sees a lot of connections between Egyptians, Nubians and the Dravidians, Sumerians and so forth. But they were all blacks. Well, there are two kinds of blacks. One is the Negroid, the other one is the Semitic, the straight hat people. The Ethiopians and the Eritreans and so on, like us, they are very similar. And it is the sub-Saharan people, they call it, related to the Bantu language and so forth. So, there is one line of thinking, linking the Dravidian folks with Africans. Now, there are others. He also, Dr. Winters also claims that the Dravidian spread to Central Asia, Japan, Korea and that kind of a thing. And there are many other scholars in Australia who claim that some aboriginal languages in Australia are related to Tamil, Dravidian languages. And I do not think they go as far as to say that they are from Sumeria, but they do admit they are Dravidian languages. Now, Professor Sadasivam from Sri Lanka, he has done a lot of research on the relationship of Sumerian and Tamil. But unfortunately, he is not around anymore. And therefore, there are a few other scholars like this. Dr. Hall, a few decades ago, he admitted, the Sumerians resemble the Dravidian folks from India, but that line of development, in historical research was not continued. So, I feel that a lot of politics involved. For one thing, to identify who the Sumerians and the many claims there, because the Sumerians are great people. They were the founders of human civilization as such. And therefore, there is an intense competition from many quarters to claim that they are, our ancestors and that kind of a thing.